Alright, hello everyone. So yesterday I showed you how to make a simple hello YouTube message to appear on the screen. And now, of course, there are many more stuff to talk about Flixel text, but I think I will explain that in a later tutorials because I think you want to see what's the engine really capable of. So I thought today we should start making a simple box, uh, make it move on the screen, and add another box which we can collide with. Okay? Okay. So let's make this. So as I said, we want the box to be movable. We want to maybe in the later tutorial we want to add animations to it. We want to get the velocity, the drag, and the acceleration maybe. So this stuff is already made for you, but it's made in a class named Flixel Sprite, which extends Flixel Object and which extends Flixel Basic. So let's test this. So Sprite box. Don't forget to import that, otherwise it will show you an error. And now it's better to initialize the Flixel sprite, I mean everything in the create method, okay? Because later on when you want to switch levels it's going to look for this, but that's pretty I mean that's more advanced and we'll speak later about that. So box equals new Flix sprite, and now let's see the parameters. Create a white square. So we have without floats, with two floats, and with two floats and a simple graphic. So if you do this, it will create automatically a fix box at 0 0. If you do this, it will put the box or whatever you want to make at a certain position, and this is with a position and a simple graphic, but but we'll speak about more graphics in the next tutorial. Okay. um, so let's choose the second one, and let's put here, I don't know, something like this. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and now as you can see we have a lot of stuff over here, a lot of stuff. Of course you can go through everything and read, but that's not the purpose of this tutorial. Okay, so so as I said, I want to make a white box out of this. So box punct make graphic. The width of this graphic, let's say 60, 16, and the color. Well, the color it needs to be expressed like this with a 0, X, and then whatever you want. I think this is the hexamal. Yes, this is the hexamal. So um, like this, okay. And then we need to add this box to uh, the core of the engine, because now you need to draw it and update it. So add box, and let's see if this works. Okay, so as you can see there is a box over here, but the color isn't too great, so I think if I add, okay, if I add one more F, it will be white. Okay, perfect. So uh, we made a new Flixel sprite and we called that box or whatever you want. Then we initialize this in the create method with a certain position that you like, and then make graphic which creates a box with a box or rectangle, or how it's called in English. So with a 60 and 60 width and height and a color, and then we add that sprite to the engine to render it and to update it, because if you wouldn't add it, then what? He doesn't know he doesn't know he needs to render that and to update it. So fuck it. So add box. Okay, let's try another color like this maybe, and it's still the same. I'm not too good with the hexagonal colors. I need to open Photoshop and choose from there. So as you can see, it start to become yellower, yellowish. Okay, but that doesn't matter. Okay, now let's try to make him move around. Ctrl space, type update. So this is the update method of this play state. So let's see. I want to make it move. Okay, so if flixj that keys dot d. So if the user pressed the key button, the key the the D button on the keyboard, then let's make it move. But before you may want to move it, we need to do something like we need to add the max velocity. So box max velocity equals new flexal point, which flexal point it's exactly the same thing like a vector, um, but it's made exclusively for the engine. So the max it will be like something like, I don't know, and same thing. And let's add a drag equals new flex point 40 14. Okay, I mean it's 40, right? Not 14. Okay, so if you don't know what these values are right now, I will explain after we make it move on the screen. Okay, it will be more easier to understand. So box.velocity.x plus equals, which is the same thing like doing but these are basic stuff, so you should know it, which is the same thing as this, plus h or flip j elapsed. Okay, now let's test this. I hope you can see it. So I press the D key, and as you can see, you can start moving. And now let me explain you what's happening right now. Well, it's simple. As you can see, this box cannot reach an infinite amount of speed, right? And as you can see, when you let the when you let the D button, it will start to move slower. So why is that? Because we set the max velocity to be 80, and the drag to be 40-40. So the drag, it's like the friction. It isn't drag exactly, more like the acceleration that is only applied when acceleration is not affecting the sprite. So it's like a friction, which stops the box, in our case, from moving when you release the key. And if you are not exactly sure what the max velocity does, as I said, it limits the speed. So let's put to 30, and let's make it move to the left too. So we need to subtract that. And if you don't know exactly how the movement it's working, then leave me a comment, because I think I don't need to explain this because it's very simple, it's very basic. But if you don't know how it's working, the movement, like why we need to put plus and why we will put minus, then leave me a comment and I will do a special video about that with some pictures and stuff like this. Okay, just let me know. So if you press the W, then the I will need to be subtracted and something like this. Okay, so now we should see a difference. We should be able to get more speed on the Y axis than the X. So you can see it's moving very slowly, and now it's moving a lot faster because we limited the X more than the Y. Okay, and the last thing I want to do right now is to show you that the collision detection is actually working. So let's make a new Flixel sprite. Flixel sprite, let's call this box 2. Box 2 equals new Flixel sprite. Too much. Box 2 make graphic 32, 32, and the same color, because it doesn't really matter the color right now. And now don't forget to add that box because we want to render it, right? And now we added, but we didn't said to the engine, hey, we want to have collision detection between these two objects, right? So in that case, if you want to have collision detection, it's really hard to make, but no, I'm joking, it's really easy. Collide, and you just specify the box 1 and the box 2, and that's everything you need to do. And voila, we have collision detection. And right now it's moving endless. Why? Because remember what I said, the drag is like a friction. So this, it's moving but it hasn't a drag, so it will move till the end of time. So if you want to make it to stop, box 2, that drag X in that case, because it's a pixel point which is exactly like a vector, a 2D vector. And now let's set to, I don't know, 17. It's just for testing purpose to show you. So as you can see, now it's much more harder to make it move, but on the Y it will move endless because we said box 2 that drag that X. We haven't done like here, declaring both X and Y. Okay, and now a cool trick. Flixel G. Flixel G is like a super class which contains many stuff, but as I said, there are a lot of things to cover, and I will do that in the next episode. So now let's see. Oh, okay, it's getting real long this episode. So visual debug equal true, just for testing purpose. This is not meant to be in the latest version of the game. So as you can see now, we can see the bounding boxes of the object. This is just something for you to be proud of because you are using this super engine. So thank you for watching. In the next episode I will show you how to make well, I will show you more stuff about Flixel Sprite, okay, and maybe Flixel Basic. So see you later, and thank you for watching. Bye.